hasn't seen this happen around the world, and the turf barely moves. He's making some good indentations there. Just an indication of how soft this actually is. He's not making a great sound. That stump effects microphone gives you an indication that it is actually quite soft. Hence the lack of bounce.
Here's a quick way.
The uneven nature and lack of pace. To leave it, Phillips diving away athletically, as he always does, to his right on this occasion. Yeah, no solidity to it. It's a story around the country, really. It's an inexact science. With the amount of cricket that's being played at these grounds, being a groundsman or groundswoman is tough. It's a beauty. But it's such an integral part of the game, isn't it? The pitch. More than almost any other sport. I mean, you can talk about greens on golf, but you've got the rest of the golf course. Pitches in cricket are the key. Yeah, at times it's a thankless task as well. It's a bit like umpiring at times where, I mean, the ground looks absolutely magnificent. Yeah. Well, the outfield, they've relayed the outfield. It does look spectacular. The thing that everybody talks about when it comes to a game of cricket of any kind is the 22 yards. And the importance of it is why we obviously talk about it, why the players talk about it, and why it's under so much scrutiny. And you take on a job and a role, and if you can't have pretty thick skin as a groundsman, it will come your way at some stage. And unless you're the size of Lee at the Oval, you can sort of fight back with everyone, you're going to be under pressure. Out of his crease, trying to get closer to the line and the length of that delivery, and just an opening of the blade to find the gap in the offside to scamper up the other end. Been really impressed with the way England have compiled this innings so far. 126 for 2, pushes the lead to 153. These are the sort of situations that a lot of people pass comment on the second side. How are they going to grind out wins when it's a bit tough? Away from winning, but they're going okay. Oh, a tickle as it carried. Emilio Gay turns and walks back to the pavilion. His maiden Test match 50 is over. He has worked so hard for his 57.
Oh, well done.
From Nathan Smith.
What did you say his name was Gay?
Just another sign that there is still enough in the surface.
What happened? Oh, we clipped.
Blundell does the rest.
Oh, it's red for moving her.
Gets the breakthrough. New Zealand were after Keyman. Good innings, a fine innings from Emilio Gay. 57 for him. England 126 for 3 as he leaves Lord. Very nice round of applause.
Last night, it was for moving her.
Camping, arriving today with anti-crime. That's off your mind. So now you can worry about something else like, can Xavier read minds?
At Wren right now, you can get an AEG dishwasher for just £149.
Rookie made 50 in the first innings. Now tries to get his eyes accustomed to the light, which has faded a little bit here in St John's Wood. The floodlights are on. Grey clouds above. His lead is 153. Dumped
Bethel and Gay have worked exceptionally hard to get England into this position. This is where England need to make it count. Exactly what we were talking about. Win the key moments, and this is an important part of the game, I think, over the next hour or so. Will O'Rourke is back. He's nipping one back lavishly down the slope to Joe Root.
Relatively new in his innings, Joe Root. It's a big time for New Zealand with two key players back a long way. Settled Root at times in that New Zealand series in New Zealand. Last time England were down there.
I think he'll unsettle a few.
Not the Lone Ranger there, what do you know?
I'd have had no chance against this fella. Good run.
So did persist with that round the wicket angle. It's just come in and held its line again. For the first time, it just fended a little wider of his body than he would want. Okay, but it's just held its line, and you think for all money it's got to come back into you.
But if you think of that, the few deliveries he faced from Jameson that were over the wicket, it means he's got to go back to then getting used to what's happening around the wicket. Now, Nathan Smith has picked up the wicket, but actually perhaps, and it's only a perhaps, the fact that he had to open his stance up to face the right arm over has just got him out of the comfort zone, if you can put it that way, that he was in, because of that sole diet.
Why do Robertson's going to Spurs?
Imagine.
Yeah.
And on your point to situation of the game, something Nasser talked about prior to play, that he wasn't so concerned with when England were behind in games, how they played, because when they were in front, and he wanted them to cement, we went back to Perth, didn't he, where England were well and truly in front of the game and threw it away, and they were in front of the game here, well and truly in front of the game. How do they really push on and make that count?
I think it's an excellent point. It's interesting though, when I interviewed Ben Stokes the day before the Test match, he was more identifying when England were massively ahead. But I agree, this is 154 lead, effectively 154 for free. Could very easily become 200 for who knows? There's no one out on the hook for Harry Brook. There is a leg slip. And the Rorke's awkward angle coming from the pavilion end with a natural slope taking it into the ribs perhaps of Harry Brook. That's a decent position. Stuart Broad highlighted it earlier. Joe Root, I think it applies also to Harry Brook. There's a lot of movement. He's hardly played a shot, and he's limping. He's been given. So there'll be a discussion now. In fact, he's reviewed it straight away. Maybe clipping top of leg.
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. Original written out. I've checked the physics of the bat delivery. Front on piece. Okay, ball is very close to the bat. Can we have one trash piece? Okay. Gap between bat and ball. Clear gap between bat and ball. Thank you. Ball tracking please. Pitching outside of impact in line, wicket sitting. Thank you. I'll go back to rod on field.
Huge wicket. Got rid of Gay, who battled his way to 57. Harry Brook, who made 50 in the first innings. LBW, good decision from the on-field umpire, Rod Tucker, backed up by technology. Brook reviewed straight away. I think he thought it was sliding down, but it was 3 reds and he's gone. New Zealand, well, they needed a couple of wickets. They got them. England's lead is just 154.
And because he was so far across, when it hit him on the slow-mo, you could actually see leg stump. It probably hurt a touch as well. Good from O'Rourke. He's been outstanding again, as has Rod Tucker in his 100th Test match. He's had a very good decision-making Test so far. Brook goes without scoring 127 for 4.
Well, Jamie Smith replaces Harry Brook. He comes to the crease with darker clouds, floodlights on. O'Rourke in the middle of good spell with some rhythm. Deep wicket of Harry Brook, and the game in the balance. Stokes and Smith have swapped places. Smith comes in at number 6, batting up the order for Surrey. This is why he's there. Nowhere near the bat. Almost fell over, and it hurt. Right on the knee roll. He reviewed straight away once it was given out on the field by Rod Tucker. But Hawkeye, 3 reds. Got into a very awkward position.
Yeah, he just fell over a little bit, didn't he? Which meant that he couldn't access the ball with the bat.
Oh, that's got to be close as well. God, what a passage of play for New Zealand.
Well, that zipped back up the hill and kept low. He hasn't reviewed straight away, so clearly didn't hit it, but he'll take his chances here, Joe Root, because it's a vital wicket.
Third umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. Original dissing out. I've checked the field, it's a fair delivery, front on piece. Okay, looks like a gap between bat and ball, but I need a right piece.
Pinches planning to train tomorrow again. Well, there's no training tomorrow.
Okay. Adrian waiting for Aldridge.
There's no training tomorrow.
Where's Chloe's number? What now?
There's no training tomorrow. There is, there's none. No one's training tomorrow.
Waiting, please.
You only have 21st.
Okay. Okay, no bat and ball, ball tracking, please. Pitching outside off. Impact in line. Wicket umpire's call. Thank you. I'll go back to Adrian on field. Adrian.
What a passage of play for New Zealand. England from 126 for 2, and now 127 for 5. Root, Brook, gone. The lead is 154.
This one's darted back sharply, 3/4 seam ball.
Harry Brook and Jimmy have
You'll
just gone.
probably feel that Adrian Holdstock
New Zealand have just
owed
got
them
2
an umpire's
wickets.
call, and they got one. To a
Minute.
world-class player, Joe
Jimmy
Root.
and Harry
Not
Brook.
great.
But did Jerry put
7
He's just gone for 8.
well, got one
Catfish
yesterday?
Brook off
arriving today
nothing.
with Anson
Oh.
Prime.
Off 3.
That's off your mind.
This is not going
So now you can worry about something else like,
Quack, quack.
can Xavier read minds?
quack quack.
Get that
No.
Euro Millions feeling with this Friday's £137 million jackpot. Euro Millions, it could be you.
London life is all about living with differences.
Ashton.
The opposites that attract.
What are you doing, Psycho?
The exceptional and the contradictory. They make London what it is. You can feel it in the air. Cyprus and
Oh,
Great
that's
Flag,
good for C6
Kilmarnock,
then, yes.
London.
Yeah, but then he stole
England have lost 3 wickets
those
for 1
wheels.
run in 8 balls.
No, for
127
discussion.
for 5.
Oh, we'll make him
Peters
do it now then.
154.
I don't want to say
Smith
it's not for discussion.
That's good. He does both wheels.
Stokes
Wait, hold. You
about
can
to place
continue
his
to
first
him.
ball. What a passage of play from New Zealand.
You
The
can listen
cloud
to more.
cover has come.
Oh.
The atmospherics
him.
The whole
perhaps have
point is that I'm
changed.
not a dickhead. I don't
Honey, it's not for
Very
discussion. I'm not discussing that.
Could be
Pinty's planning, he
50
wants
odd.
to do
There's
another
no
Very
training
easy.
tomorrow.
200
Wait,
6 or
today?
7.
Why? It's
Peter
in the
might get it
meetings
better
next
than
time I
that.
have to train in a week.
It's already trained
3
today.
slips.
I know
Gully.
wants to
It's
do
round the
what?
wicket for Smith
Pinty, you're not
to
training.
Stokes.
Shut up.
I am.
My training session has been put to 2.
It hasn't.
I booked it.
No, you haven't.
Shut up.
Started with
There's no
Emilio
training
Gay.
tomorrow.
He's booked it.
Nipped away a little bit from
There's
around
no
the wicket.
training
Nathan
tomorrow,
Smith
And
guys.
not about tomorrow, kick. He's on about
Brooke
today.
very
He's tried to
quickly,
pull
a
for a
beauty
second
from
one,
O'Rourke.
because he can't do Saturday.
Well, no one's doing Saturday, obviously. No one's doing Saturday.
Please.
No.
Get that rat.
You just can't do it right. The teams are going to use the gym tomorrow.
No, we like to do practice shooting with my strikers and my tactics.
No. Players are in the gym tomorrow.
Shut up.
You two are told.
Yeah, PT. You're Portugal manager from now on. You won't be the proper manager next season if we get our PT sorted out. And Whitey
At
will
boards.
become Japanese
9
manager.
Test centuries at this ground.
You will be coming as the
Absolutely rebels in these
offside linesman.
conditions
No,
of
not
this
linesman.
historical
Just,
venue
do you
as
know,
well.
like, check if anyone's been fouling?
Scuttles through.
Well, actually, you don't. They'll put you in random places anyway now.
I like to see every
Smith
farmhouse in
chuntering away at the bowler's end to his teammate.
Yeah, well, we won't be doing it if I hadn't seen it on Facebook.
Trying to get outside of where the footmarks are that he's not happy with. So he's trying to
Why
go
don't
a
you buy
touch
150?
wider than perhaps he was in the early part of his spell around the wicket.
Pinty's trying to force me out.
Don't go.
Pinty.
Don't go.
But I had to do what
You don't have to. It's me, not him.
Get it, you have to come and sort it out.
Beauty. What an absolute ripper. Stokes stands there, cannot believe it. The Stokes
Ben
are
Stokes
rattled
is
and
gone.
England are rattled.
Shaking his head, but
Oh.
trying to figure out what this one has done.
See? And you told me that man should be the captain.
Around the wicket, has it angled in? Oh, I mean, that's a straight ball. He's just played inside the line of a ball that has done nothing apart from angle in. Turn and look all you want, but I'm not sure that's the surface's fault. Skipper, for none, 127 for 6.
So England's lead is 154, now 6 down. So from 126 for 2, they're 127 for 6. Gus Atkinson is down on the card to come in next. Then Robinson, then Tongue, then Bashir. So New Zealand are right back in this game. Having said that, England can somehow get the 200. That ain't straightforward, but they've got to get there.
150's not straightforward, Wardy. I said that in the first innings. The way that this surface is behaving and the quality of bowling that both sides have, 150's not going to be an easy chase already. England need to eke out whatever they can, because whatever they can could be good enough with the quality that they have in their bowling attack. Just got to wait for a bit of this cloud cover to come in, and all of a sudden New Zealand have been superb.
3 slips and a gully. Well, 3 slips and sort of a 5th slip, really. Atkinson's first ball. He's advancing down the pitch. Well, let's have a look at this dismissal of England's captain. Little bit of deviation. Simon Doull is skewing his face at the monitor and me.
I mean, the cricket ball is made with a seam on it. It's allowed to move a little bit. I mean, he's been beaten by a good delivery, I get that. And again, it's another situation where as the 34th over ends at 127 for 6. Another situation where you look at it and you think, the batter is just believing that the ball is going to continue to come down the hill. So yeah, it's held its line a touch. But I think where Ben Stokes was looking to play it through mid-on, you look at the back face through mid-on, not sure it was coming that far. And it's early in the innings as well. You're searching for something, aren't you?
That's a pretty good delivery. I think that's a pretty good delivery. If you look at Stokes' bat at the last replay, he was thinking it's coming down the hill on the angle. And he's going to hit that in mid-on. When he stood in the middle of the pitch, his bat was dead straight, but he'd sort of adjusted it there. It was a perfect line and length. Let's at least give that to Smith. Talking about Smith, Jamie Smith's first ball. The one-handed prod through mid-on. He gets off the mark with it, comes in. Well, it won't be full launch mode from Smith just yet. Simple bat for a test match 100 here. He may at some point though, if he's still there, decide to go as berserk as he can. Not there yet. We've all been in those dressing rooms, Dooley. Wickets tumble, tads are being thrown around the dressing room from those that have just been dismissed. Tads are trying to be found by those who are about to go out and bat.
Well, it was New Zealand's greatest issue for a long period of time was second innings. Get good first innings runs and just get bundled out. The minimal scores in the second innings for many, many years. Back it up. We keep saying it, Wardy, and I think we'll keep believing it because I still think even 4 wickets for none, 150 odds a tough chase in these conditions. So for Atkinson, Smith and Robinson, Tongue and Bashir put on 22 for the last wicket in the first innings. They can eke out another 40, 50 more, well and truly in front.
Just over 51 overs left in the day. Short leg in, 2 slips, gully, leg slip. Well, another blade has departed this world. Just shows how uneven the pitch is because the ball hits odd parts of the bat. Since I'm going the toe, I think that one's gone right at the top, somewhere near the splice or the shoulder. Don't worry, we'll have a couple of spares on the sled. I'm facing Andy Caddick years ago in a county game on a slightly uneven pitch, and Caddick was also very tall and got bound. After a period of time, I looked down at my back and thought, oh, goodness, I hit one in the middle either side. Had as much to do with my ability as anything else, but just a tall bowler like Caddick or O'Rourke with an uneven pitch just hits the bat in different parts.
Yeah, awkward, wasn't he? Very awkward, Andy Caddick. And wickets Ben Duckett, just as Nasser pointed out earlier, just may have lost that one in flight a little bit. And that from Bethel, nothing whatsoever he could do about that. Julio Gay just getting a faint edge through to Blundell. Bowling with Smith. O'Rourke got a beauty from to Brook. And Joe Root on that nipped back up the hill from Nathan Smith. And next over, just around the wicket. Nipped one a touch away from Ben Stokes and picked up the outside of the off stump.
129 for 6.
These are turbulent times.
The crown is a weight that crushes. You'll do things that spell death for all involved.
We're exposing her as weak.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Well, what an entertaining last 40 minutes of cricket we've had here at Lords. Nathan Smith continuing from the nursery end.
Bingo.
That's 31 balls, 8 runs, 4 wickets. Really
Voila!
Which to see how England go about their business from now on.
Just shows you how well Duckett and Gay played at the top. A 50-run partnership, and Bethel and Gay weathering a bit of a storm from O'Rourke. Always feel as though there's a delivery out there with your name on it on this surface, and so it's proved. New batters have come in and been blown away.
Driven away really nicely down the hill at Lords. The time gone by wouldn't even chase that, but the outfield is a bit slower this week with a valuable 4 for England and Gus Atkinson off the mark.
Width again is the favoured scoring option. So Duckett and Gay played so well against the new ball. They defended stoutly to anything that was straight. Had a go at anything that was wide. Atkinson continuing that ploy.
In that situation again, which the batters are probably walking off going, sure I can do a huge amount about, I mean Jacob Bethel particularly, but Harry Brook, Joe Root both got balls that nip back sharply. And Stokes beaten on the outside edge, so England throwing wickets away as no batter has done really throughout this whole test match.
Yeah, same story yesterday. Every run precious.
Through the gap. Not in full control of the drive. Another precious boundary. You get the sense it's England's best option. Can't just let the bowlers control everything and hold the length, because we've seen how often has that off stump been disturbed. I think
Sky Sports might be sending Josh Tongue a bill for a couple of very expensive stump cams that he's destroyed over the course of the test match. How different would this game be if New Zealand had held their catches? England would probably only be 100 ahead.
You get to the stage, probably another wicket or so before
Latham, Conway, Williams start thinking about how they build chasing the runs. We don't know exactly what that will be. It's a lead of 165 at the moment. They're probably thinking, do you know what, anything, probably going to score. I think they'll score the highest score of the game, but a 230, if someone plays a bit of an ODI innings, got a chance.
So tough to captain in the fourth innings like that, because you really need to keep your catching men in. Your target is a small one.
Nate, and finds the gap again.
Smith
Phillips diving to his left.
Smith
We've seen him
picks
hit
a bar.
beauties in the past. Jamie Smith gets on the lucky side of it. To the over 142 for 6.
I was just about to say, if you're defending a small target, temptation is that you start protecting runs rather than keeping your catches in, as you see there. Those close catches are in the game. And if he can't catch it, nobody will.
Egg.
Always hit it awkwardly. He didn't get up as high as Gus Atkinson was expecting. You can see by that hand movement, just skidded at him. I have to say, Butch, I like my bowlers wearing arm guards and chest guards in test matches, because that sort of blow on the forearm can cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, also the right-handed batters and right-arm bowlers, you've got that left intercostal exposed to the bowl. You get a blow there and you can either tear the intercostal, break a rib, then you're not bowling, you're out of the game. Has he got one on? He's got the arm guard, or just sort of covering a very small amount of the forearm.
The modern football shin pad, isn't it? Feels a little bit of a waste of time. For a single, that leg slip, he's feeling the game. O'Rourke, who just runs the ball back towards the right-hander.
I took a plunge, took a take to whatever you
Short
want.
balls that have rushed the England batters. Beauty to Harry Brook. Although Harry Brook got himself in a slightly awkward position, wasn't it?
For somebody that's got such fabulous footwork, balance was an ungainly way to leave the stage.
Now, Jamie Smith's had you'd say, a few issues with the short pitch stuff in Test match cricket. There is a short leg in place and a leg slip.
Oh.
More player off it, but he's taken on the ball shot and top edged it on a few occasions.
Yeah, I mean, if O'Rourke is going to attack it in that fashion, fair enough to get his short leg in, but I'd probably have somebody out on the hook as well, sort of give him nowhere to go. You either go up and try to fend it, and that brings short leg in, or you take it on and there is a man at deep backward square. So I think Jamie Smith is better off when he's being ultra positive against it.
Go home!
Width again. Throughout this Test match, Width has gone to the boundary.
Never mind, Willow, dickhead.
Yeah, excellent shot. Worth reminding people, I think, that after an ignominious Ashes series for him, both with the bat and perhaps with the gloves at times, prior to that, still, he averages 40 in Test match cricket. And has made big runs in the county championship. Had a little technical tweak when as he's come back at home, and is in good touch again once more.
Nicely controlled in the corner. There's a trap set round that corner. A single will finish. Over from O'Rourke, and we'll move on to 148 for 6.
We don't choose our destiny, it chooses us.
Change of bowling from the nursery end, and it'll be Matt Henry. Or the 8 overs, 1 for 32. For those that haven't seen, he has been struggling with back spasms. It's felt like he hasn't particularly snapped through his action and hit the pitch as hard as others, but bowlers do need a bit of a break, and they'll be wanting Henry to hit his straps. Bit of a loosener. When you looked at it most threatening when actually London came up to the stumps. Not Bethel. Not that Bethel could do anything about it, but it just sets the batters back into the crease.
And that's exactly what's going to happen now. Jamie Smith looking to get a big stride in from outside his crease. Now he's back in the hutch.
That delivery just shows this movement. Bit of bounce, bit of movement away. Bringing up to 40 overs this ball.
Yeah, Matt Henry at his best and at full fitness. Ball would be swinging much later and have a little bit more spite on it. But there's still enough happening that half pace is still effective.
Yeah, they haven't used Daryl Mitchell either, who has been useful in Test match cricket. Workloads have been much less in the last 18 months.
Benedict tells me he's bowled 25 overs in Test matches in the last 3 years. He certainly gets through a few in the T20 franchises that I've seen him play in.
His lips have a bowl on here, Daryl Mitchell.
Brilliant work from Blundell there behind the stumps. 4 Test match wickets, an average of 102.5. Chance to get it down, get that average down. Bowling here at Lords, and the keeper up.
Might be good reason why he's not bowling. Maiden over. 148 for 6. Drop deep point behind square. Again, flip round the corner. I wonder whether Kane Williamson in that position might just move himself a bit wider Last couple of overs, we've seen a few just go 3 or 4 yards to his left.
Yeah, I don't know. Albeit for me to disagree with you with all the test wickets behind you, but I still think you get too preoccupied with the man at leg slip and the man at short leg. You're moving away from hitting the top of off, which has been the most dangerous mode of dismissal in the test match so far. Higher percentage balls you get in that area, the more likely you are to knock these guys over.
Yeah, certainly, and you're not aiming to bowl with the leg here. You're still looking to shave the outside of off stump. It's the mistake, really. It's the ball that nips a bit further than you think, almost where Jamie Smith would be looking to defend with a straight back towards you or to mid off that catches the inside half, flies down the leg side to that leg slip.
It was in Cape Town, that very memorable test match. 2020 now. I think Ben Stokes may have just put the leg slip in for you and the very next ball. I don't remember which batter it was.
It was Van der Dussen.
That's
yeah,
right. He played really well. You know, dug in. You just clipped it straight to him. That might be colouring your decision around that fielding position a bit.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot through the offside. Matches his back foot punch from the previous over.
What do you think about what happened with?
Well, that is as authoritative as anything we've seen in the match so far. Jamie Smith stands tall, hits it on top of the bounce. Barely any follow through required. Timing is absolutely sublime.
What do you think of pitching?
So changing field then. Not only have you got the man at big backward point, but there is now a man on the boundary on the leg side, just in front of square.
Yeah, you're spot on with field placements that you've got to be important it doesn't change completely the style of bowling. We've seen what's working on this surface, hit the top of off more often than not. So when a short leg is in and a leg slip, it doesn't mean you're trying to really force the ball down the slope and leg stump half volley that you're guiding around the corner. You're still doing the same thing, it's just a natural variation. Actually, sometimes if you put a leg slip in, you get the batter staying more leg side that can bring the stumps into play.
It'll be in a minute.
What?
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
No,
So why do you have tea at 4?
Peter Blundell gone underneath him.
Never to have tea at 4, only if we're going footballing. And even then we don't have it at 4. We have it at 4:30, but not this time.
O'Rourke.
You only had your lunch at 12.
Fast bowler gets steepling bounce. Watch Jamie Smith's reaction here. He thinks about ducking it and then he realises it's not bouncing. Sort of flaps at it down the leg side. 2 or 3 different minds there. Very unpleasant.
A sharp bouncer. To finish the over, 154 for 6, Nasser Hussain.
Yeah, Mark Butcher calling for Daryl Mitchell just to bowl his little swingers. Here is a man that knows about bowling swingers at Lord's. Mark Butcher, 2003 against Zimbabwe. An outswinger followed by an in-swinger. He had it all, did Butch. What an absolute beauty. Right-handers, left-handers, slip cordon waiting for the outside edge. As Mike Atherton said, Mark Butcher ran in like his backside was on fire. That was brilliant, Butch.
Interestingly, Nas, I said, Butch, you ever get 5 for? And he went, well, I've got 4 here. And Nas dropped the 5th. Could have got on the honours board in the same game 105 for. Oh! Swinging Yorker. Jamie Smith looking leg side and gets an outside edge for 2 to deep point. But just going back to Nasser Hussain, interesting you didn't show the footage of the drop catch.
I honestly cannot remember the drop catch.
It wasn't a drop, you actually threw it on the floor.
Great bowlers get 5 for here. They need to be on the honours board, not Mark Butcher's little wobblers. He got 4 for somewhere else. Edgbaston as well. Genuine all-rounder, Mark Butcher.
Do you want a smack?
Time to speak.
We have to do that. Go on, run your little socks off.
Portugal side can give you very soon whatever round at the party you play against. So who's going to finish one? Yeah. No, okay. And I think that's worth it. So Liverpool, Indova, Ilmona. There he is.
Does still feel like the outside edge of play, doesn't it?
It's not
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Liverpool, but
We might not be able to make it.
often looks a really tiny through that area.
he got bored in Europe.
Bournemouth are Bournemouth. Liverpool
He got whipped. He really just threw it.
Liverpool have got a load of prima
Fly off
donnas.
over the sticks or get to the point boundary or the third man boundary quickly.
Deutsch.
The danger is if you just try to time it and you get that uneven bounce, you can inside edge it back on
That's
the
why
really got to go at it hard when it's wide.
We are stealing two from PSG. From PSG.
Stealing
two
bowling
with their
match. You think necessarily about the
good
outside
work,
edge being
Jamie
the first option.
Smith.
The nip backer through the gate.
Please, one
This is I'm looking at it. At Jamie Smith. It's an interesting little period because Matt Henry's obviously not at his best. Injured. Dare I say, sort of rolling the man. We could have the conversation of, okay, let's not let it bowl. If we take him for 30 in 3 overs here, actually that's a big differential on the scoreboard. Don't let Henry give the other bowlers a bit of a rest. Off the over, 157 for 6.
When the sun rises over the sea and the waves dance in the morning light, let the sun warmth guide your way through the trees, across the field. Every step, each passing day, this nature is a true piece of art.
Continuing with the short leg, but the leg slip. Gully has gone out to deep square leg. Smith to play the full shot. It's a simple plan, really. It's probably use 2 or 3 bounces and over, and then try and nip the ball back onto the top of the stumps.
Well, he's keeping him waiting, if that is the plan. Not seen the bumper yet, not in the same way that he went after Jacob Bethel. He set up beautifully over the course of a couple of overs, probably 7 or 8 short balls before the full wide one. Miscued drive dropped on Conway at backward point.
Enjoyed that passage of play. 2 young cricketers finding their way in the Test match game, really going at each other, testing each other out. Seen them happier. The bowlers won't look so upset with life.
Emilio Games quietly pleased with his day's work. In his second innings in Test match cricket. Very tough circumstances.
Yeah, I don't know how valuable that 57 will be, but he played beautifully, didn't he? Really difficult conditions that we've seen Test match so far. Got off to a really good start, actually. 50 partnership between Duckett and Gay. There's a little period when Bethel got an unplayable delivery from Henry that New Zealand really got on top, got Harry Brook, Root and Stokes in the blink of an eye. just calmed down slightly since then. Saying to themselves, this partnership's worth 31, but come on, Robinson, Tung, Bashir next. If we can get these final 4 wickets for 30 or 40 runs, we're really in the game.
Yeah, absolutely you can. You've just knocked over Brooke and Stokes in a matter of delivery, so there's every chance you can do the same to the lower order as well.
Wing swinging York. Is it going down leg? I think it probably is. Did swing. Certainly worth the go for Mo Raw. He's even discussing they're desperately tempted. And they've gone upstairs. Quite sure about that one.
Third umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW, original is not out. I have checked the field, it's a fair delivery, front on piece. Ball seems to miss the bat. Can we have a touch, please? Wing, please. Clear gap between bat and ball. Ball tracking, please. Okay. Rod, we are waiting for ball tracking. Pitching outside deck. Thank you. I'll go back to Rod on the field. Rod, you can stay with.
Yes.
Yeah, not the best. Deserved to lose that review.
You're telling me. Domino.
Worst one I've seen since Tim Payne convinced, or Pat Cummins convinced Tim Payne to go for that one against Ben Stokes at Headingley in 2019. Or was it Jack Leach? Pitching outside leg, missing leg.
Only one.
Lost the review, and then Ben Stokes should have been out LBW to Nathan Lyon, the over after.
Which ended up at 3 reds. Beautiful time.
Yes.
Beautifully timed through the covers.
Yeah.
It's very simple
Oh my God.
when he's at his best, Jamie Smith, and he's played some beautiful shots through the covers.
Was frenetic and frazzled in the winter in the Ashes, but that is as pure an extra cover drive as you could wish to see. Such a fine stroke player when the brain is calm.
Calm down.
Apology if you heard any language on the stump mic. I think that caught Tom Booker on the end of the finger.
Kiwis don't swear, do they?
Overpitched again from Matt Henry. It's going to be a long chase. But Nathan Smith is going to lose 4 more from Jamie Smith and 4 more for England.
Yeah, tough period this for New Zealand. Nathan Smith with breakthroughs. O'Rourke put England under the pump, ripped out much of the middle order. And you've got a half-fit Matt Henry bowling now in this critical stage as we lead up to the tea break against a player who can really counter-attack and really hurt you in a low-scoring game.
Just feels the wrong decision, but you've got Jameson 8 overs in. You know you're not going to be bowling 25. I think feels like you get Jamie Smith and you can really control this scoreboard. So I don't lean on the side of bowling half-fit Matt Henry just trundling them down. Say to Jameson, look, we're not going to need you Monday. Fire up for me now. I'll have to regather at tea and get the hydration in, the energy gels. Come back firing because there's still enough in this surface. That's bounced and beaten the outside edge. The ball before tea. Really interesting session we've had here in the afternoon on day 2. New Zealand bowlers were excellent in periods. Caused England some trouble. Some unplayable deliveries at times. Fascinating test match going on here.
Got clothes on.
Yeah, a lot of guts and courage shown by England, particularly Duckett and Emilio Gay at the top of the order. Had to dig in, had to come up with a game plan. And they put England in an excellent position at tea time on day 2. There's the situation of the match. England leading by 193.
Stay with us after the break. We've got some analysis of a fascinating afternoon session. Stay with us for this evening. This test match is on the line.
Did you eat a healthy sandwich?
Everyone wants it.
Why didn't you just wait till supper? Because now you're stuffing your face now, you're not going to want that much juice anymore.
Why?
You need to be dressed. It takes you what, 5 hours.
I think I do want to hug.
Designed to break free. Peugeot 2008. Visit Peugeot.co.uk.
What?
Or weekend. Just check Trinity Company's website.
Stop.
Even busy people.
Ciao.
Just get a smart
Do you know video, shall I?
The smart meter getting cheaper energy is easier than you think.
Instagram teen accounts. Automatic protections for teenagers. Instagram teen accounts have built-in content settings. And contact limits to help ensure teenagers only get messages from people they know, not strangers. Plus, teenagers under 16 can't change these default safety settings without parental approval. So parents can help them connect safely. Instagram teen accounts with automatic protections.
Wedding.
Difficult or not?
Lots of handshake.
Come on then.
A baby in a waist flying throughout the boughs. Confetti.
I love confetti, But you go my double,
People dancing in a circle.
Be my own baba.
Sometimes in life you just know what you're getting. Like a luxury bed and a great night's sleep. You know what you're getting with Premier Inn. So what brings you to Curry's?
She said I don't do it for a normal...
It's your performance anxiety.
Lenovo Yoga Copilot Plus PC is powered by an Intel Core Ultra Series 3 processor for performance that lasts.
You could just try turning me off and on.
Find laptop love again. Get the new Lenovo Aura Copilot Plus PC from $43.92 a month. Curry's beyond expectations.
Chris Billum Smith, known as the Gentleman. He's a nice boy from Bournemouth. But for this Brit to be a bruiser, he'll have to become one.
After 50! What? After 50 exam?
A high-stakes crime thriller of a 72-hour hostage crisis, Dead Man's Wire, is available now on Sky Cinema. Now to motorsport for you, and it's a big one. It is at the Principality. It is the Monaco Grand Prix weekend. They're practicing now. Tomorrow they're qualifying at 2:15, and we build up to the Monaco Grand Prix on Sunday from 12:30 with Simon Lazenby and his team on Sky Sports F1. Day 2 here at Lords. England's lead is now 193. They had a pretty dramatic collapse at one stage. They're 126 for 2 after 1 overs and 5 balls. 166 for 6 James Smith is unbeaten on 31. Can England's tail wag again like it did in the first innings and push that lead up towards 220, 230? Where's this game at, Simon Bill?
Oh, I think England are ahead. I really do. And another 20, 30 runs makes it even more difficult. What we've seen throughout the contest is wickets falling in clumps. We know there's still enough. We've seen that from the first innings to New Zealand's innings to this innings from England now. If you get one, it is very difficult to get started. That's what made Gay's innings, and I think Duckett's innings as well, very good. From the fact that they actually settled in, they withstood all the pressure early on, and they put the bad delivery or the opportunity to score away. But you know that at some stage on this type of pitch, with the quality of bowling on both sides, one of them's probably got your name on it at some stage.
Yes, we'll come on to the pitch in due course. Talking about taking wickets in clusters, that was some collapse.
Can you stop?
It's just a bit dark up there. I needed to see a bit more clearly.
Right, you was with. You're in my video.
You never screen make it bigger, do you?
Because you can't make it bigger, you know.
Brooks was a terrific delivery, and then Smith around the wicket
Oh.
to Stokes. After that, before that one was the root delivery.
Right, can you get your shoes out?
It shows you that there's more than enough if you get the seam in the right place and the ball. Length has been seen throughout the pitch, and in and around that good length, it's done enough.
Bring Nasser in here. So that's what do you reckon? Is it good batting, the collapses, good bowling, or the pitch and conditions?
Well, high quality bowling from both attacks, but on a substandard pitch, and it has been a substandard pitch for quite some time now. This famous old cricket ground is playing what its 150th Test match. It invariably gets 2 tests a year. This year it's getting 3 Test matches. Look at that for a scene. It does seem so special. This place combines the old and the new so well. 100% attention to detail. But that's the bit that counts. The 22 yards in the middle is the most important part of the They've tried everything with it. They know the ground's not that it's not any pace, it's invariable bounds. It's seamed. And when there's a slope and
always believe in me, you love ball, man.
Made no difference at all, because we come to the Lord's Test match. It has no pace at all. Look at the very first delivery of the Test match. Rolled along the ground. First over, rolled along the ground. All the way through it has lacked pace, and when it's got quicker, then suddenly it starts misbehaving up as well. And I can tell you as a batter, nothing is worse with up and down bounds. Then you've got seam movement and the slope. It means batting becomes impossible with the quality.
Leave him alone. Who's her firm?
Jacob Bethel. There is no chance at all. So you've got seam movement.
So nice.
That's
Yeah,
an
nice.
ordinary delivery. And then
Very
you
nice,
look
aren't
at the
they?
seam delivery. And then you
They're
look
not
at the
that.
variable bounds as well. What chance has Jacob Bethel got of playing
I'm
all 3 of
scared
those?
now.
And if you look from sideways on,
You've a
that's where it
video.
should bounce at Lords. Bethel goes to play that from exactly the same length, and look where it ends up. So absolutely no chance for the batters. This ground has got so much going for it. The attention to detail at this ground in the periphery is absolutely spot on. But the bit in the middle is the most important bit, and it's not good enough at the moment.
So what do they do? Now I just ran into Phil Tuffin as I was coming down to do this break with you, Dooley. Now Tuffins obviously knows this ground and this club and MCC very well. He reckons they're talking about 12 million to redo the square. That's not just the cost of redoing the square, it's loss of games and revenue. They've got a load of money coming from the 100. They've got a few quid in the coffers anyway, MCC. Is it time to say that 12 million has now got to be spent?
Well, it might be, but then the time comes. What do the ECB do? It means no cricket here for 2 years.
So be it. You can't have pitches like that.
Absolutely. So you can't put up with that. So it becomes more of an ECB situation as well. I think they have to combine with the MCC and say, I'm sorry, but we're going to take games away from you because the pitch is not up to standard. So until the ECB decide that they will take games away from Lords, then it doesn't force the MCC's hand to spend that money and get the ground done or get the pitch redone. The outfield, they've redone it. It looks magnificent. It really does. And I feel for the ground stuff. They're working with a tired, old pitch block, that is just not conducive to anything they want to do. They're trying everything. So it's not like they're poor ground staff. They're very good at what they do. They know what they have to do. But they're operating with a very poor surface, and everything underneath it is just gone. It's dead. It's old, and it needs replacing.
Well, they dug it up at the Oval a few years ago under the stewardship of Harry Brind, and it flew through. They might need to do it the other side of the river as well. Emilio Gay, if you're going to make a Test match debut as a batter, this test surely must have been one of the hardest to do it in, given what we've just been discussing. What did you make of his ticker, his game plan, the way he put this 57 runs together?
Really impressed. All the things we've seen and heard from the county game at Durham. Yes, batting at 3, slightly different to opening the batting, but everything we've heard about Emilio Gay is that he's got a great temperament. He does have ability to play shots. He can be aggressive, but he leaves the ball well and he waits for you to bowl to him. Typical left-hander, very strong off his legs, and if you get slightly wide or slightly short, he'll cut you away. He's got a bulk of his runs in that point to third area, so he's a terrifically talented player. And I mean, you could make your debut on a flat one and get 60, 70, 80 and feel okay. I think that 50 will mean a lot to him after he got a beauty in the first innings that he couldn't have done anything about. So terrific innings, and it set up what England, I think, have now as a very good target.
One more. Jamie Smith will be the key to them getting more.
He will be, and looks to me like he's playing that aggressive role. I think England are ahead of the game. This is one of those situations that Nasser's talked about. When you're ahead of the game, how do you approach it? Then can you afford to be a little more aggressive? I think he can now. I think he can afford to be a little more aggressive. Obviously, still got enough batting to come. That they're no slouches when you look at what's there now and what's to come. So another 30, 40, 50. I think it almost bats New Zealand out of the game.
Well, Ingersley is 193 away from the cricket. They're red for Ruth, and this is why.
I went from being at work, working functionally as a surgeon full-time, to within a week having a diagnosis of stage 4 ovarian cancer.
Words like incurable being used was unbelievable.
It came completely out of the blue.
People started talking to me using the word palliative. I think realisation hit me. Yeah, but I've got to start facing up to it. Part of that is telling Dom. He's just Dom and I as well, so yeah, your mind just goes straight to that.
We keep this love in a photograph.
That gut-wrenching feeling of needing to tell your 2 most precious things in your life something that's going to devastate them. That's terribly hard, sorry.
So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans.
I remember literally having to take myself out of the intensive care room and look out of the window and be like, this is really happening. He is going to die. I would really like everyone to know that if you hear the words incurable, that's when you need to call the Ruth Strauss Foundation.
This is an unimaginable situation. You need support from people who have that experience and that can guide you and navigate you through this.
For me, that's why RSF is so important. You understand the things that are going to be difficult and the information that families need.
One of the things that has really stuck with me as a saying, which is that you need to celebrate the normality. That is also really, really important.
It's just the little things in life, and I want to show that to Dom, to be an example of him dying well. That has been proper inspiration.
We are red for Ruth and the Ruth Strauss Foundation.
I'd just say thank you to cricket. So many people hear about the charity through Red for Ruth.
Thank you, everyone.
It isn't just about the day in the ground, which is incredible. It's everyone that supports from home as well. The money that you give to support the charity means that they can be there for people when they need it most. So thank you to cricket, to the cricket family. Please keep supporting us.
Well, your generosity again has been staggering. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated to help the Ruth Strauss Foundation help people. Text 20 to 70600 if you possibly can. Just to remind you, the foundation helps 5,000 families, or it has helped 5,000 families. Over 1,800 healthcare professionals have been trained. 127 children lose a parent every day in the UK, and this fund helps families find support when they need it most. Now, Jem and Tom, who featured in that video there, I'd like to say are with me now. First things first, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. We're having a wonderful day, so thank you for having us.
Your boys are over there. They've had a game of cricket on the outfield.
They have, yeah. They scored a 6, I believe, so they're absolutely delighted.
Well, they're playing on a better pitch than the boys are playing on.
Yeah.
Just tell me about your experiences with the fund and how it has helped.
So, about a year ago, we faced the unimaginable, like so many families do, and we reached out to Ruth Strauss, and they have just been unbelievable in helping us to kind of navigate the impossible, really. Both for me, being able to have private counselling and being able to say things I might not be able to say to other people. Tom's had support as a spouse, and then the most amazing is helping us to talk to our children, because that has been the hardest thing, more than any treatment.
They are very difficult conversations. How has the fund helped you go with those conversations?
I think for us, nothing prepares you for it at all. Nothing prepares you for it. There is no trial run for that sort of conversation. For us, life was normal. Everything was just absolutely wonderful. And then Gemma's diagnosis hit us for 6 years.